Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited because I feel like these two brands are the ones that are kind of like hot right now, that are affordable. They have some really good products and I think it's really hard to know which ones you should get. Should you get the Gleanser? Should you get the Niacinamide cleansing Gelée, whatever it's called. Basically, what is better, or what are the differences really between Prequel and Naturium? So that's what we're going to talk about today. I am going to show you some of the products that I have that I think are similar. Which one is better? Should you buy this? Should you buy that? That kind of thing. So if you are interested in this kind of video, that's what we're doing today. Go ahead, like, subscribe, do all those things, and we'll get into it right now. Okay, so hi guys, I'm not in my normal filming location. I'm at an Airbnb in town. We're renovating my house, my kitchen and bathrooms. So I'm staying here. It's just a little bit easier for me. My husband's doing the work there. We're making it work. So if you're wondering where I am, that's what's going on. Also, if you're curious, I cut off my hair and I hate it. So you will not see it down for a while until I either chop it off to a bob or let it grow out. Not that anybody asked. So we're going to get into it today, and I'm actually going to start with those two products that I talked about in the intro. This is the Gleanser and this is the Niacinamide Cleansing Gelée. Whew, 3% by the way. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking about the price. I'm going to be talking about how much you get in them. I'm going to be showing you some comparisons about like the actual texture. And for these, I will do a little B-roll footage of how they go on, how they foam, that kind of thing. And lastly, I'm going to tell you which one I prefer. I have some pretty strong feelings, and then just kind of the differences between the brand. So that's what we're doing. And we're going to start off with probably my very favorite product from Prequel. So I will just jump in and say that this product, out of all the things that they sell, I think it's kind of crazy because it's just a cleanser, but it does feel revolutionary to me. It feels so different than any cleanser I've ever felt. It is silky, it is moisturizing, it takes everything off, does not strip your skin. Seems like I would never, like in a million years, I would never have thought I would be talking like this about a cleanser, because normally to me it's such a functional product and like it just does it, and it doesn't need to be fancy. But this feels fancy, but it also feels functional. It's a wonderful cleanser. And if you haven't seen it already, I do have a full-length video on both Prequel and then Naturium. So you can go check those out. I will link them below as well. But let's get into the actual like specs of this product. So you get 13.5 fluid ounces, which is 400 milliliters. This is big, like this is the size of my head. And it retails for $18. This one also retails for $18, but you only get 7.1 fluid ounces. So 210 milliliters, 400. You're basically getting double the product in the Gleanser versus the Naturium Niacinamide Cleansing Gelée. Right there, in my opinion, you should just go with the Gleanser, even if they were the same. Like if the product worked the same and it had the same experience, which they don't, you would go with this because you're getting a better deal. But this is also a superior product. This product is not bad though. It was one of those products that I really hadn't tried out for a while, and I was like, well, what is it? It's just a cleanser. And it feels nice, but I don't feel like I get the level of foam that I want, even though I don't necessarily get a lot of foam from the Prequel, which is not a bad thing. It just doesn't feel quite as luxurious, and it does feel like a little bit more stripping on my skin. I will insert some footage right now of it cleansing and foaming on my hand. I'm just gonna do it on my hand and talk through a little bit more of the feel of it there. I'm in the kitchen and the lighting is not great, so I apologize. But I'm gonna show you the B-roll for the Gleanser and then the niacinamide. So in terms of the difference, the Gleanser is so much thicker and it doesn't actually foam as much, which I really like. But can you see, like, there's just like this whole, how do I do it? And then the niacinamide is so thin, but it's not very foaming. It definitely foams more though. Okay, the next two products I have, actually one of them is at my house. It's the Urea Advanced Relief. And then the other one I have is the Naturium Skin Soothing Recovery Lotion. In terms of size and price, the Urea, I will insert a picture here. It's 13.5 fluid ounces and it retails for $22. So that's, again, 400 milliliters. It's the exact same packaging as the Gleanser. So you're getting 400 milliliters, 13.5 fluid ounces, and it's $22. And then over here we have the $18, so it is a few dollars less, but 1.7 fluid ounces. So like in terms of price per ounce, 1.7 fluid ounces versus 13.5. Insanity. I'm not going to do the math right now, but I don't need to do the math to know that this is, it's not to say overpriced, because this is what a lot of moisturizers are, like 1.7 fluid ounces, that's 50 milliliters, it's very standard size. But when we're comparing it to the Prequel, it's like, I don't even have the words for how much more expensive it is. So this one is supposed to soothe, calm, and comfort your irritated skin. I would say that's the same for the Urea one. It's also a little bit more for actually helping your dry and dehydrated skin because it's got 10% urea, which is an amazing ingredient for dry skin. They both have, I would say, like a similar texture, and that's kind of why I did it, where it's a lighter texture. I'll show you. It's much more like a lotion versus a cream. And both of them are really supposed to help with that dry, itchy skin that can be irritated, and basically both will help soothe the skin. Now, in terms of which one I like better, I 100% like the Prequel one. Again, the picture will be here. It's, besides the size of it and of course the price of it, it does feel so nourishing, but it sinks in so quickly, and I can use it all over, face and body. If you tried to use this on your face and body, you would probably use it up in maybe like 2 times, 3 times, I don't know. So again, the winner goes to the Prequel Urea Advanced Relief. It's just a superior formula. It is so soothing, so silky. Like, it's one of my very favorite moisturizers that I've tried probably ever. Okay, the next two are products that I do not have here. Again, I'm at an Airbnb, so I took a very limited amount of products with me, but if you do want to see my videos on them, of course, just go and search my channel because I have videos on them. But I will insert pictures so you can see. And the first one is the Sun Barrier SPF from Prequel, and that retails for $22. And then we have, basically, we don't have an equivalent on the Naturium side. Naturium has come out with 2 chemical sunscreens. They do not have a mineral sunscreen yet. So I think the closest comparison is going to be the Dew Glow, and that also retails for $22. So across the board, the same price, and they are both 1.7 fluid ounces, which is the standard amount for a sunscreen. Now, it's hard to kind of compare them because you're really comparing apples to oranges with a mineral and a chemical sunscreen, but they do both give you a very glowy complexion. So if you are looking for that incredibly dewy, incredibly glowy, either one would work, and it kind of depends on if you want a mineral sunscreen or if you want a chemical sunscreen. I will say with the Naturium Dew Glow, I've had some eye sting with it. You're not going to typically ever get that with a mineral sunscreen. So if that is an issue, or if you do have more sensitive skin, I tend to say, like, go for the mineral sunscreen. They do tend to be less irritating, unless of course they have butylloctyl salicylate, which we'll get into another time. So in this circumstance, I think they're very equal, but I do think the Sun Barrier SPF from Prequel is a really lovely mineral formula. It's not tinted, but it doesn't have a heavy cast on many skin types. Not all. If you have a deeper complexion, you're probably going to have still some of a cast, but I think they've formulated it so beautifully. The other thing about the Naturium product that I don't love is it's insanely dewy. Like, while the Sun Barrier cream from Prequel is dewy and glowy, the Naturium Dew Glow, it's like to a level that I don't know how you can use it unless you have like extremely dry skin. Like, even people who have dry skin, I think it's going to be pretty glowy. So I would say like a glow level for the Sun Barrier from Prequel is probably like a 6, 7, whereas the Naturium, it's going to be like a 9, 10. So if that helps your decision, kind of go with that. But I think most people are their decision is going to be made when they choose mineral or chemical. And that's pretty much what it is. Okay, the next ones we have are their vitamin C serums. So this is the Lucent-C Brightening Vitamin C, and this is the Vitamin C Complex Serum. So this one retails for $21 from the Naturium side, and then $23 for the Prequel side. They are both 1 fluid ounce, which is 30 milliliters, so same size, even though the packaging may look like this has more. You don't. And they both have a very sturdy, hard packaging, which is great because it actually helps the products stable and not oxidize as quickly. Vitamin C serums are very hard to formulate. They oxidize quickly. So if they are exposed to the light, they're going to oxidize even more quickly. And they both have a pump top, which is really nice. I don't love a dropper all the time, and I think a pump top is just a little bit more elegant. In terms of the texture, I will also insert the B-roll here, but the Prequel one is much, much more liquidy. This one is very reminiscent of the SkinCeuticals vitamin C. It's just a runny, it looks like water in a sense. Whereas the Naturium, actually, I think I like the texture better. It's a little bit, it's a serum, but it's not a thick serum. It soaks in very, very quickly, and it is a really, really nice, and I would say maybe a little less strong than the Lucent-C. When I have some irritation on my face, I can feel it a little bit. It doesn't make it worse, but I can feel it. So it is quite strong. I think it has, or 15% L-ascorbic acid. It also has ferulic acid, whereas this one, it does not say the percentage, I don't believe. But anytime I have some irritation, this one doesn't irritate my skin as much. So if you're kind of somebody who can tend to be like a little bit prone to irritation, especially with vitamin C serums, I would say actually the Naturium one might be better for you. This one can be strong, but at the same time, if you are looking for something that really does a great job, or the Lucent-C from Prequel, it's just a really elegant formula that could be packaged and sold for probably $100 plus from a brand like SkinCeuticals, because I think it's probably very similar in formula. Now, the other thing about Naturium, and I'm going to get into this a little bit later in the video, but they actually have 2 vitamin C serums, which is like, I don't understand Naturium, and I can't really tell the difference. Besides, of course, their ingredients are going to be different. I have had better luck with this one, the Vitamin C Complex Serum, but there is another one. So again, it's one of the issues that I have with the brand, and I will get into that later. But the one that I've used, I haven't used the other one, is the Vitamin C Complex Serum. Next, we have the Prequel Lucent-C and the Vitamin C Complex Serum from Naturium. This is going to be hard to show, but watch how liquidy this is. Well, that's the vitamin C from Prequel, and then from Naturium, you can see the difference. Like, it's a serum. It's going to be a little bit more viscous than the other. Okay, and the last 2 that I have to really compare, and I went through all the products, and there weren't always a comparison. Like, for example, Prequel has the hypochlorous acid spray. Naturium doesn't have that, so I just didn't really focus on that one. But I did review 5 products and kind of found their equivalent from the other brand. So the last one that I have is the Prequel, what is this called? Barrier Therapy Skin Protectant Cream, and then the Naturium Plant Ceramide Rich Moisture Cream. This is just a sample size because they send one pretty much in every order. I have many of the samples. I've had the larger one. It's in a video that I did all about moisturizers. I will link it here. But I've used this many, many times now. And honestly, they're both pretty great. They're a little different though. And let's talk about really like the price and the size first. You get 10 fluid ounces for this. Naturium does have a few sizes. I don't think you can buy this travel size, but they do have the jumbo size, which is $45, and you get 3.5 fluid ounces. And then they have their standard one, which is 1.7 fluid ounces and $25. So let's use the standard size just because that was the only one that existed in the beginning. 1.7 fluid ounces for this, and it was $25. This is $18, and you get 10 fluid ounces. So again, it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, you know that these brands can be making more product and giving it to you for a lower price, but they're choosing not to. And they're choosing, even Naturium being like kind of an affordable brand. Once you realize how much these products are and how amazing the Prequel products are, it's kind of hard to go back to spending $25 for, I mean, a little bit more than a tenth of what you're getting here. It's just insane to me. But in terms of the texture and the formula, they are both supposed to be incredibly nourishing and rich creams. Not to the point where it's like a body butter where it doesn't soak in. They both soak in very, very nicely. And the thing I like about the Prequel more than anything is this one has 1% colloidal oatmeal. So even though it's supposed to be helping with your dry skin and like rough, dry patches, it's also so soothing because oatmeal is exactly that. The Plant Ceramide Rich Moisturizer Cream, it's really just a moisturizer. I wouldn't say that it has a lot of active ingredients or it doesn't have anything that crazy. It's just a very, very nice formula. And again, I'm going to be inserting some B-roll so you can see what they look like here. But it probably comes as no surprise that I'm going to be choosing the barrier therapy over the Plant Ceramide. And that's probably new. If you had asked me 2 months ago before I'd tried this, this was one of my very favorite affordable, rich moisturizers. But with the advent of Prequel, I'm just like, what? I can get 10 ounces? I can use it on my hands, my face, my body. For what? What did I say? $18? Like, it's a no-brainer to me. So that is my choice once again. And lastly, we have the Prequel Barrier Therapy and then the Plant Ceramide. Quite similar in texture. The Prequel is actually a little smoother in consistency than the Naturium. You can see there. Okay, a few last things that I wanted to talk about. First of all, when I was going through this, doing some research, of course I started on, well not of course, but I started on the Prequel website because I wanted to see what products we have and what could be the comparisons in the Naturium world. And first of all, I noticed there are 9 products. They also have a pair of socks, so 10 products in a sense, but 9 that you put on your face and your body. And then I went over to Naturium and I tried to count. And I don't know if this is accurate, but I did count 127 products in all, but that's, a lot of them are bundled. They do that. They like, it's like buy 1 sunscreen or buy 2, and like there's so many bundles and packages. So then I tried to go through and count the individual products, and I counted roughly 57 products, which is a lot. And this is one of my issues with Naturium. Naturium has too many products. They are fast fashion of skincare. They are affordable. You can get them at Target. You can get them on their website. They have sales all the time. They're constantly releasing new products. It's too much for me though. And I know that some people have started to say like Prequel has had not a lot, but like they're coming out with more and more products these days. And while I see that, I do understand that because I think the sun barrier cream came out, their SPF, and then they came out with their foot and hand cream pretty soon thereafter. They still only have 9 products. And I'm guessing that they formulated all of them, or at least like the first 10 or something. And now they're just kind of releasing them at a regular cadence just because they don't want to lose steam. Whereas Naturium, it's overwhelming. If I had to choose a serum from them, me as a skincare lover, I wouldn't even know where to start because they probably have 20 different serums. Vitamin K, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, 2 vitamin Cs. They have 2 cleansing oil balm type things. Like, it's too much. They need to dwindle it down or make it easier. It really reminds me of like The Ordinary when I go into The Ordinary store, or what's the other one, Inkey List, where you're just like, I don't know how to choose. It's too much. And you can find some really great products, but it can be overwhelming. And I think a lot of people are turned off by that. So that is my one big issue with Naturium. And I feel like it's probably, if I'm having it, a lot of people are having it. So I hope that a video like this where we're kind of just dwindling it down. We only did 5 products. The other 4 that Prequel makes, there aren't really comparisons in Naturium, but I hope by dwindling it down, it'll give you a little bit of an easier time choosing like this or that and which one you should go with. So with that said, I hope this video was helpful for you. I'm trying to make some videos that are a little bit longer these days, and then some, of course, that are still shorter, because I know some people want to listen to longer videos, some want to listen to shorter. So if you did like this a little bit longer video, do give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!